Hello everybody, how are you? I'm Fotini. I'm talking to you from Athens, Greece. I am a self-knowledge consultant, esoteric astrologer. I'm an activator of higher consciousness, and I'm carrying the energies of the High Priestess. I am out in my balcony. It is a very beautiful day today in Greece. My house is in front of the beach, and as I was meditating today about the message that I will upload, immediately I heard Mars exiting the sign of Pisces. And with that, we have the official end of the Piscean age. And I will explain, because according to esoteric astrology, which is the astrology of the soul, that the Tibetan master in esoteric astrology, the master of the second ray, WH-OWL-ISTIC, says that Mars is not a sacred planet. In the old tradition, in the old Sumerian tradition, Mars was Marduk. He was the representative, let's say the archetype of the old masculine, powerful warrior spirit. And in esoteric astrology, Mars rules the personality. What is the personality? The personality is the program, is the facade, is the mask, as Jung said also. It's what we believe we are. It's the identity we care, coming from saying, I am Greek, I am a woman, I am this age, I am a teacher, a victim, a lawyer, whatever. Even the identity we are carrying as part of a soul family still governs and creates our experiences. But because Mars is not a sacred planet, how it operates in our chart governs our external circumstances and how we react. That's the key word, how we react. It's not a planet of shaping reality. The planets that are shaping consciousness, to be accurate, who reflects consciousness, because these are the sacred planets, is the 7 planets, and they are connected with the 7 chakras. So whenever we have a transit of Mars, and right now is in the 29th degree of Pisces, he's going to enter Aries on the 9th of April. He's now clearing from our subconscious mind and from our headspace the old remnants of the era of Pisces and how the physical body has been rewired to function in the era of Pisces. And Because Mars is a warrior, it has a lot of wounds. And because the year of Pisces is highly illuminated by crusaders, by religion wars, even even what is happening in the Middle East right now is a reflection of the old paradigm. It doesn't matter if today there is an other reason behind that, but the basic factor goes way, way back. And so this is now living not only the planet, but it's leaving our physical body, where the remnants of this old narrative is stored. Because the trauma, we have been in other incarnation here, we have been warriors, and we have stored in our DNA and in our spine these old wounds. And like the trauma that has to be purified, the same thing goes now. We have to let go the way that we are operating, because Mars is all about reaction. It's how we operate. And especially, that was the main message, but I had to say all that. The main message was that the flight or fight mode, especially the fight mode, is now exiting the physical body. And it has to do with the scarcity mindset. And what the ancestors were carrying, having to fight, having to go through difficult circumstances, having to move around, not knowing what is coming next, the uncertainty. It's exactly what humanity is facing right now. But it's not a challenge per se. It's a remembrance. It's a reflection. It's the outside expression of our mind. And because the South Node is in Virgo, we have to purify our mind. I have been prepared to do for that since 2024. It's 2 years now, when I was guided to go to Scotland in the Roslin Chapel and receive the Venus Star activation. And the Venus Star activation is a specific activation that has to do with the higher mind, where we are creating our reality. But the higher mind is connected with the root chakra. And since that moment when I put the new Venus star in my head, everything in my life has changed. Not in the external circumstances, although this happened too, but in how many revelations I had of why things have gone in my life the way they had, in such a clear way of cause and effect. This is the program. This is how the program works. Because Virgo, the South Node, is all about programs. It's all about certain thought forms that we don't know that we are carrying, because it's embedded in our DNA. It's embedded in our spine. And so that's why the Tibetan master says healing is actually self-knowledge. There is no healing per se as the Western medical science sees it. You cannot heal the body unless you know the root cause. And the root cause is not the symptom. The root cause is what caused the symptom. And I will give you a certain example. I was shown that many of my ancestors was carrying um, the fight mode, the survival imprint. From one point, and this is duality, from one point, that was a very good thing to carry because that means that I could survive everything. Yet, yet, nothing works one way because we have the duality. So, in order to prove myself that I can survive, I had to face the worst scenarios. And I have. And I always said I am totally capable of overpass it or I am strong enough. But in order to prove that you are strong enough, you have to deal with all of that. But I didn't have to. And when I went to Scotland, under the guidance of my higher self, and walked into Rosslyn Chapel and felt Magdalene and Yeshua, and then I went to a sacred church in the Highlands where I saw the Grail, I was reminded of past life with fights and religion wars. And I heard a voice, I heard a voice coming through my masculine aspect saying, not anymore, not anymore. And I said, this time, love is joy, love is peace, love is fun. That affirmation and decision, because it's not only an affirmation when it comes from the higher mind, it's a decision, changed the trajectory of how you live life, changed the trajectory of how you view life and how you attract. And that's why the Venus star activation is one of my main activation. You can find it in my offerings in the community board. You can write me an email and we can schedule a session. Because through the Venus activation and through other activation, and especially through your chart, I can see through my etheric vision what is your program, your main program, what is running the main system, the hardcore, the hardware of your computer, not the software, because this has to do with your origin, your family of origin, your galactic family, and it goes way, way back. And why I'm saying that and why now? Well, because as soon as Mars enters Aries, it enters the territory that Mars is very familiar to me because it's the ruler of Aries. But the warrior spirit is a warrior spirit and it doesn't change. That is an archetype. The thing is, do you want to embody it? Because this is what it's going to play out. And if you are embodying it, and if you haven't worked with it, and when I say work with it, I'm not saying do another work. struggle. No, work with it. It means you have to see it. You have to find it within you. You have to acknowledge what is happening in your life. To see through the eyes of wisdom and make another decision that it will speak to your subconscious mind. But your subconscious mind doesn't hear words. Your subconscious mind wants specific techniques, symbols, words of divination, and consistency through your own practice of changing. Because your physical body is the most dense matter, and in order to change matter, you have to bring light into it. So be very mindful of the ingress of Mars into Aries, especially if you are a Mars-ruled sign. Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn. If you have placement in this sign, if you have planets in these signs, because you have been accustomed to work within fight or flight mode. And the worst thing is that you believe that that's a privilege. You believe that because I was there, I've been there, you believe that I can conquer everything, when it's not about that. It's about creating different realities. It's about creating a new life. It's about seeing things from a different perspective. It's not about what is true. It's about what is useful now. What is in alignment with you now. What experience is more in harmony with you. And to end this video, which I believe it's very important, is to truly check holistic, the name of my channel, holistically, all your experience. See your life, no matter in what age you are, because that helped me, because there was something running that I couldn't put my finger, and this is coming through, of course, the guidance of my higher aspect and from the non-physical beings who can see, and of course my higher self, and show me where the malfunction is, which is not actually a malfunction, and we have to understand that it's embracing the totality that the I am that I am is. And what serves us for thousands of years doesn't work now. It's the point of evolution. It's the point now of where do I go from here? What do I want to create? But many, and I see that in all videos of manifestation and all of that, many believe that manifestation is just saying, I want money, or I want to have the perfect relationship. It doesn't work like this. It doesn't. Because I will give you another example of mine. If you are programmed to avoid pain in general, then in the first, I don't say, the first misunderstanding that you will have with your partner, you will exit because you are avoiding pain. Your subconscious mind doesn't discern from where the pain is coming. Your subconscious mind doesn't know that. Your subconscious mind just talks to your brain, avoid the pain, avoid the pain. And so you don't know unless you rewire your brain. It's not a coincidence that the Venus activation was given to me in the rose line, in the crown of the Albion, in the Albion body, inside the chapel where that is connected with Mary Magdalene, and the rose line, the rose lineage. Because I am a rose priestess, and I had to bring that. And I had to bring that because I am also connected. I am a blue rose priestess. So I had to rewire my own brain so that I can map the steps, not just talking, but sharing my experience. And also because I'm a clairvoyant, to guide you. So everything is available as long as we make the right decision, or better say, a new decision, because it's not about right or wrong. And this is again something that we are now changing. It's not about right or wrong. It's about what is better now. What what is in alignment with where we are now. Not 500 years ago or 700 years ago or 1,000 years ago, whatever. So be prepared and stay tuned, and I will come again with another video tomorrow. Till then, have a great day and enjoy um, April and spring. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.